Drei, zwei, eins, and well, no one's watching anyway, so we can just skip this bit. Hello, everyone. That one person probably watching. We're loading into the race now. Well, I'll do a proper fucking introduction in a second. Not yet. I think it's a bit boring. No one's actually watching. Let's see. Yeah, 0 viewers. Like no one cares. I mean, this guy's got Somalian Wi-Fi. Anyway, and oh, it's a wet quali. Oh, okay. We actually have a full grid. That's very nice.
It is gonna be overcast for entire session.
Anyway, 3, 2, 1. Welcome everyone to the Tier 1 race in Belgium. It is round 5 of the 15 race calendar. And we head to the Belgian hills with this longest circuit on the calendar, just over 7 kilometers. And I'm joined by my co-commentator, #1 Flame fan, Mr. Oscu.
Hello.
Yeah, so starting to get some cars now out on track, just slowly making their way. We have, is that
It is currently Jay first out on track.
Oh, it is Jay, alright. And we have someone inside of him, having a pleasant time. That's an Alpine of indeed. Okay. Alpine that's on the track because Jon's retired. Alright. I'm gonna bring up a track map actually, this is a good idea. But oh, not that. There we go. So we'll be watching that random Alpine. Actually no. Jay. We'll be on board with Jay for his lap then. Just making his way around at the end of the middle sector. So easy to go off here actually. But Mr. Oscu, how are you like feeling going into this one? What are your anticipations?
Let's hope it is better driving standards than the TRS race that was earlier in the week. And hopefully we get to see some amazing racing and fast times.
Yeah, I mean the pole for Tier S was, I think it's a 1:40.7 set by Mr. Allison himself. He didn't like that lap too much, but it was pole anyway. Into turn 1 then, BRTJ sending it. The man who's been changing between no assists and line quite frequently, as you may have seen. He is one of the favourites to be up there today, with BRT I believe leading the standings, if I'm correct. Not by much of AMS, I think. So we'll be looking out for them at 6 Tifi. Yeah. 6 Tifi's also been very competitive this season. So first sector for Jay is a 30.7 for a banker. That's not terrible, but you know, it's a banker at the end of the day. It's just a lap to set on the board. Diaz down now into this little hairpin kind of section. It's a bit hard to get right with that curb as well into No Name. That massive curb, you need to ride as much as possible to widen your entry. And into Puon now, flat out corner, easy. Try not to hit the bump. I think you hit the bump this time. It heads into the S's. You have this bump at Puon. Do you not feel it? Anyway, into the end of sector 2. See what the split is. It's a 0.5 split. This is actually quite a decent split for a banker here from BRTJ. He heads down now, but first across the line will be that random Alpine that no one can say his name. He's not that far off actually, so we'll see what he does. Cross the line, takes the final corner, also known as a bus stop, very nicely. Not a great exit though, I must admit, onto the line. It's a 1:41.4. Let's see where BRTJ goes, and he goes and does a 1:41.1. Next cross the line, Steve in third. Not the AT Steve we all know and love, unfortunately, but Steve, TTRE Steve. Oh god, says Seno goes 2,000 slower than BRTJ. Fair enough to him. Jay Snowy goes 8th, and 6 Tiffy already in the 140 for a banker. That's amazing.
Not too bad of a banker for Mr. Latifi. Could be already in a very good position for the rest of qualifying.
Indeed, that's a very strong banker, especially here for Tier 1, where the lap times are just a bit slower than the Tier S ones. This would be not bad at all, even for a final run in Tier S. Who am I going to find now? There's some people crossing the line. I'm Caneo, that's an interesting username, goes into 6th for 141.3. Trinity McQueen, who I've had my eyes on for quite a while now, actually, he's been getting quite a bit faster, fair play to him, goes 4th for 141.2, and then got a long wait, because I think everyone else has either gone again, or decided, well, Ferrari's just decided, nah.
There has been a lot of invalidations from the drivers. Everyone looks to be heading back into the pits now.
Yeah, with Belgium being one of the longest tracks on the calendar, obviously the amount of fuel you take on board is very... Yeah, you have to think about it a lot. Some people go a bit more, some people go a bit less, and when you go a bit less, you can't have that second attempt. I can see some people in the second attempt. I think Bourbon Boy is one of them as he heads into the end of this tricky sector 2. That's going to be an impeding penalty for whoever that is. I think that is Kendog Caradoc. Interesting username again. 150.1, that is not a lap worth watching. I'm sorry. Gamerman Steph goes into P11 with a 141.6. And who's next then? Well, he is just bobbing on the lap, to be fair. And he misses last corner and pits. Okay. So that's all pretty much the bank is done. A few people in an outlap, like a Drake and both Ferraris. Yeah, Oscar, you might need to say something, you know, when I stop speaking. Don't just sit there silent, man. I need a good cocoa, man. Come on.
Bull is hopefully going to be into the middles of the 40s, 40.6s, 40.7s. At least I've heard rumors that PRTJ has been able to set lap times closer to the 40s, 40.5s, 40.6s. Hence he's one of the favorites for pole.
I've seen one of his laps myself, in fact, so I will keep an eye out for him, as well as, I think, yeah, 60 Tiffy's one of the guys who's just gone on track now. So we're coming back out now for the second run. XR Isaac Andre is 3 seconds off. This is not a good lap at all. Drake then, he's just started his lap, I think the only one on the lap into Rouge in Radion. Okay, let's see then, the sector split, DRS wide open. So he heads down now onto this long camel straight. See the sector split, what is it going to be? Point A, okay, well done mate. But, oh yeah,
no, we can't be invalid. We can't
well,
be.
It could be invalid, to be fair. Could be worse. But it's not ideal. It depends if he's got a lot more downforce to push in this middle sector. It looks okay so far. As he heads into Puon. The Mercedes driver. I actually don't know what team it is.
Touching grass into Puon is not ideal.
Wasn't that the esports line a few years ago, to be fair? But not on this scale.
That was before Puon.
Yeah, before. Oh, yeah, whatever. Well, that's more grass there. Alright. 40.3, I mean, just a second off. What team isn't Mercedes, Oscar? Do you know?
I think they might be one of the newer ones. It is Sierra Esports.
Oh, okay. We're not doing too great so far. 6th, 15th and 16th. With a Drake coming across the line in 14th with 42.6. That's not good at all. However, 6 Tiffy has just started his next flying lap. DRS wide open. He's going to scream down now the back straight. Jay's just also started this lap. What's this going to be? He's 500ths of a second up. 0.76 sector 1. It's not great, but he's probably charged on a lot of downforce here for this sector 2.
Jay seems to be burning a bit more ERS than the normal ERS burn would be around this track in sector 1.
Maybe getting inspired by the F1 esports lads, but obviously on a different ERS model. That's, well, they're trying things, so we'll see. But 6 Tiffy heading down into the end of sector 2, not touching the grass like Drake did. Let's see his split. Oh, he's down. He might back out of this one, but I don't know. He could try finish this. Let's see. Jays is on his way. He's not done a bad sector 1 either. I'll just keep an eye on his split as well. But 6 Tiffy heading into the bus stop chicane. What is Jay on? Oh, he's
Jay is 2 tenths up on his lap, so it could be provisional pole from him.
6 Tiffy goes faster, finds half a tenth in the last sector, but BRTJ is up. Oh god. Seno goes second fastest for EVR as BRTJ right out the final corner. I think this one's just gone. Brushy Pancake's just gone 4 for XBG as BRTJ does a 140.97 right behind 6 Tiffy's 140.93.
Indeed, very close at the top, very close at the top. And Jay's lap would have been enough for P1 if Latifi would not have been able to improve in the third sector.
Yeah, found some time in the first and final of the 6 Tiffy, but lost a bit in the middle sector, which compromised this lap, and will be going again in a few moments' time when to get back to the pits and get some more fuel. XPG Callum then into the final corner. That's a V-cab ahead of him starting his lap. I actually don't know who that is.
No, the V-cab seems to be drifting.
I'm cunning.
Yeah, Caneo was fully drifting out of the bus stop chicane.
That's not ideal. Is he on a lap? No, he's flashing. That's a big lockup for whoever that is. That Alpine. I can't say that name. Oh, taking a MotoGP line, are we now? Alright. I mean, go ahead. Do what you like. You'll just get a penalty for it. Oh, and he spun. Is he going to go to barriers? Oh, no.
Holy moly! Where is that Alpine going?
Well, that is some true interpretations of the track. Kaneo has crashed. I mean, he's trying to do his best to Oli Hornby interpretation, clearly, but yeah.
Even
AMS
on his in-lap.
On his in-lap as well. Heinz is well down. He's not on a lap. He's invalidated. In fact, Trudy McQueen has just gone up to 4th when he was doing his lap, by the way.
Jay Snow is about to be starting his lap quite soon. Heading into soon about to head into the pass stop chicane, starting his lap.
Yeah, BRT, I'm assuming, hoping for a great qualifying to mount a challenge with AMS. Currently, it's AMS ahead of a BRT, P1 and P2 and P10 and P11. So Jason will hope he can get somewhere near BRTJ. 4 minutes and 13 seconds left on the clock as Jay Snowy into turn 1. Gets a clean exit now. Run down to Eau Rouge and Radion, one of the most famous corners, if not the most famous corner in motorsport history. Obviously for the wrong reasons, but yeah. Onto the Kemmel Straight. DRS wide open, just a long wait until he comes. Very tricky to corner to get right. Alright, he's 30 thousandths up. Not bad so far. Into this, I don't know what this corner is called actually, but this is called, I call this a hairpin, so now it's called a hairpin.
It is a close resemblance, at least.
Oh yeah. So, this is No Name. So,
Nailing No Name, indeed.
yeah, I mean this is a decent lap.
Yeah.
See into
By the looks of things, at least.
by the looks of things, we'll see. See now. I mean, it looks clean.
Will he be able to match the drivers like Latifi and Mr. J. Reynaldo?
Is it Sue split? Oh, he's almost 3/10 up. This is a clean lap. Fair enough, mate. This can be top of the times.
You could bring him into the top 5 at least.
No, I'm thinking top 3 if he gets a good last sector. Let's see now.
True that.
I mean, it's 0.5 on average, 0.4, so... Yeah, this is clean. Unless he's running, like, 50-50 wings, this should be... P4.
4?
Not bad, but lost a lot of time in that last sector. Did a 0.7 last sector. And that is
now we
the
have
end of his
Mr. Lupin. Now we have Mr. Lupin about to enter sector 3. And he's 2 tenths up on his lap also. Which could bring him into the pole fight, depending on if he gets a good bus stop chicane or not. But he seems to be on a very little amount of ERS.
Yep, ERS usage is key here. Especially this last sector, you need to burn almost everything you have left. Oh, it's not even as neat as Jay Snowy, I'm going to be honest.
It's not ideal. It's not ideal. Yeah,
it's even lost time. It's gone to P5.
You lost.
But
Yeah. Lost about 1/10 to Snowy.
I think we got this Aston Martin Senno on a lap.
Lupin did a 0.747 final sector split.
Ooh, that's idealant, as we say. I think Senna's backed off.
With his banker being a 0.678.
Yeah, he's backed off. Oh, look what we have here. 6 Latifi and Jay right next to each other on the track then. We'll have one after the other then. So let's see which one of them is going to come out on top. Obviously, though, the race, it will be just DRS trading. So we'll have to see about that.
I mean, because it's Belgium, it could be that P2 might be more ideal for the race. Like, it may not be pole, but you're in the more optimal position.
However, pole does grant an extra point, as TTM have been taking advantage of that in TRS quite frequently, taking 4 of the 5 poles. But yeah, they're right behind each other actually. Like, Latifi, he's got Jay in front of him. This could be a bit too close, you know. And yeah, I mean, we'll see 2 laps at once, which got more than 6 Latifi, so that's no problem for me. But looks.
The question is, will anyone get a better first sector?
Let's see, Jay. He's not in the
He's
group.
down.
Oh, 6 TV's up though, and is invalidated. Way. Anyway, Jay. Yeah, we'll be following him. Way. Alright, let's see if there's any neat checkered flag falls. There's actually a Mercedes heading around the last corner. Isaac Andre on the run to the line. Let's see where that pops him. Only P13. You would have probably hoped for more. AMS Einzer. He's 2 tenths up. This could get him up to P8 if he gets this last sector right, which has been proving so difficult for other drivers.
Oh no, Bourbon Boy with another invalidation. No time on the board.
Oh, Jay's up though. Jay 6,000 up. We'll keep an eye on him as Einzer heads down into the last corner, out the bus stop chicane. Get it straight. Right, let's see what the lap time is. And he goes up to P4, finds a lot of time in that last sector. That's a Williams going on the last corner. That's Steve. That's that same guy going off at Puon as earlier. Jay then, British Pancakes go 5th fastest as Jay, round last corner, goes on to pole with a 140.838. As next, what was
Senso is also up on his lap. He's up by over a 10th.
Yeah, 0.2 split. That is very impressive. I can't even do that myself very often. Let's be honest with this assist. No, I'm not saying anything. But into the last corner. Let's see. Does he get it round nice and neatly? A bit deep. Let's see whoever stakes him. And doesn't improve. Lost so much
Oh.
time in that last sector. That must be devastating stuff. But P4 is still a good position.
The Aston Martin of the team EVR looks to have qualified very well.
Yeah, P3,
Third
P4,
and
they're together.
fourth.
Aston Martin both tiers heading very nicely. Is that 0.818? They are. Senna is 1,000 head advance. Anyway, let's see. So it's J on pole for BRT ahead of 60 feet as J takes the extra point for pole position. P3 goes to Ken Dog Caradoc, and P4 with his teammate EVR Seno. And I can't be able to sing the rest because I have 5 seconds to go. I'm going to lose my voice if I say the rest. So just have a look. There we go. See it for yourself.
And was the standing stand as AMS on top with Bunga Bunga Racing Team coming in at second with only 1 point behind in the standings, with then XPG with 11 points behind AMS. So the fight could be quite interesting. But Bourbon starting at the back won't be ideal.
Yeah, not at all. But we're now going to take a short break. It'll be a lobby restart, and we'll be back and live when the race is live, pretty much. So I'll see you back in a bit. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the stream. You're no longer staring at an Xbox logo. You are staring at the loading screen. Brilliant. But no, we are loading into the race. Now you can admire the beautiful Belgium hills in the background with lots of trees.
The good question is, will it be a wet race or a dry race?
We're about to find out.
What do we think, Neil?
I reckon it could be both at the same time. No.
Are you reckoning it's an dry race or a dry to Inter?
I reckon full wet to Inter to dry back to the full wet. Go on.
I love those conditions.
AEC Gundam conditions, mate. TRS.
It's rain!
What
is this prediction?
No way! I never saw that coming. Well, they have a wet race. They are. Well, I'm jealous now because I wanted to be a wet race in TRS and they've got it in Tier 1.
Unlucky, Neil. Unlucky. We can't have everything.
No, especially not in WRT2. But now the drivers have nothing to worry about, with in terms of strategy anyway. But now we have something else to worry about. Fucking spray coming out the back of each car. I mean, good luck into Radeon, mate. You just see nothing. I need to make this party private. Oh, it's your party. I wasn't, mate. Yeah, but do you know? Let's take a look at the tyre choice. I mean, Oscar, these are very interesting tyre choices. I could not have seen this coming.
Yeah, I'm surprised no one has gambled it on the wets, even though at the start it could in theory be faster on the wets, but they normally last about 1 lap compared to the Inters.
You just make sure you're including the mic, by the way. So, Oscar. No, but yeah. Okay. What was I going to talk about? So let's just wait until the green flags. It should come any moment.
Neil, do you have any predictions for the race?
Well, I have a prediction that it's going to dry up and become a dry race at the end. But I reckon it's going to be a safety car quite early on, judging off what I've seen in qualifying with crashing in lap.
Indeed. But the question is, as it's AMS and BRT fighting for the championship, how will turn 1 and the end of sector 1 look like?
Someone's not braking for turn 1. Someone's going to plough into someone else at turn 1, I reckon. Maybe in the middle, maybe at the front, maybe at the back.
The Bourbon boy meta.
Me, but I ran into the back of typical in turn 1, but I just got it slowed on time so it wasn't causing a massive accident. But yeah, taking a while. I mean, it's not hard to choose a strategy. Come on, gents. Ah, there we go. Lights coming on. It's 5 lights. And it's lights out. And it's a very quick start. And into turn 1. That's a good start from Jay. Covers off 6T. Into turn 1. That's a dive from a Haas of brushy pancakes into P at number 3. There's a bit of side-by-side action at turn 1. Everyone's made it safely through so far. Down now into Eau Rouge and the top of Radeon. Everyone files their way through. No incident yet. There is a Jay Snowy off the track and down into 9th place and fighting away with Truly McQueen. But Sixer Tifi takes lead of a race ahead of BRTJ. And you can see the possible race strategies there. I mean, you're either on a 0 stop or a 1 stop. onto Inters. Apparently the wets might be used, but I'm not sure about that, Chief.
Mr. Neil,
Now,
you know what I've heard? It could dry up towards the end of the race.
ooh, maybe we'll have some slick tyres, but there's a lot of fighting at the back here with both Ferraris and XPG Callum getting involved as well, and Bourbon Boy with a Drake and ABE Callum into P1 that just have to back out. But back up towards the front then, it's Tiffy with just a very small margin of lead over BRTJ and Brushy Pancakes following through on just display. Change of positions, yeah, a lot of change of positions in fact. Brushy Pancakes making 3 positions at turn 1. What a start he had. And everyone else just losing a few positions. That's Isaac, Andre getting it all wrong at the end of Sector 2 and dropping down to last place. 5 places lost on the opening lap.
Indeed, but the biggest gainer seems to be XPG's Brushy Pancakes. 93.
Well, he's sending it now on to BRTJ at the last corner, getting a bit scruffy here.
It's almost like he's sending it on his championship rival. Just the wrong type of pancake.
Well, that says a send from... Oh, that's a bit of damage, I think, at turn 1. Maybe saw some end plates coming off, not sure from who. I may not sure if there's any end plate that came off, but Trini McQueen into Radion. Ooh, side by side with AMS Einzer. Einzer getting bullied at turn 1, and Trini McQueen takes the place away and up to P8.
But it seems like Mr. Latifi have been able to create a little gap, but during the straight, because we all know how powerful Slipstream is, he's lost the entire little gap he had to Mr. J. Reynaldo.
Yep, Slipstream proving very powerful here in these Belgian hills, especially in the wet conditions. Well, we've been doing some extensive testing, of course, for TRS purposes. And the Slipstream is incredibly powerful. Way more powerful than the wet than the dry.
Especially through Sector 2, if you have higher downforce than the driver in front of you, you're able to gain a stupid amount of times.
There's probably big variation in downforce up and down the pack. We'll be identifying.
Indeed, but it looks like Mr. J. Reynaldo is right up the ass of Mr. Latifi.
Ken Dog on to Brushy Pancakes here in Sector 3.
There's some little touchies.
Yep, trying to find a way past. Is going to go down the outside. That's moving on the braking. Getting all bunched up at the last chicane. I'm just going to display.
But there is already some major gaps starting to form, as there is already a back marker train by with it having Mr. Bourbon Boy 64 leading it. So it doesn't look ideal at the moment for XPG in the championship battle.
And not great at all. That's a good exit from Moranvi and not from TTRE Steve. Out of turn 1. Let's see if Jay sets up a move then on 6 Tiffy. He looks to be looking for one up the inside. That's a late one. Contact with 6 Tiffy, and 6 Tiffy goes off the track at Les Combes, but keeps the place. And will he have to give that back? Oh, sending it into the hairpin. BRTJ really wants to lead right now. Into Sector 2. This is not a place you'd normally make overtake at the outside of No Name, but he does it, and BRTJ takes the lead of the Belgium Grand Prix. Well, goes wide.
But Jay seems to have lost a lot. Lost the entire car. By the looks of things.
There's all sorts of stuff going on here. Brushy Pancakes is losing all sorts of positions. Down to P number, well, 6 temporarily. Is he going to keep P5? I think he will keep P5. As Trudy McQueen might have a look through, but Einzel with a good exit, and Vento already with 3 seconds. That's just a pure skill issue, if I'm honest.
Indeed, but we have Mr. Flame in the chat, and he does not seem to be very happy with Mr. Bourbon Boy 64's performance.
Well, that's a late move from Heinzer into the last corner. Doesn't get it done on Trudy McQueen, but that was a move that was being shaped up. Steve is still fighting away for P14 with the Ferraris. I think it's HRT, correct?
Indeed, but the Mercedes drivers of Adric and Isaac seem to be struggling a lot at the back with ABE Callum, as there is a 1.5 second gap between ABE Callum and Bourbon in these conditions already.
It's not ideal at all for the Mercedes drivers. Perhaps selecting the wrong drivers? We don't know, and we'll find out later. Steve still going with HRT drivers. 14th, side by side through lane comms. Oh, this is getting touchy here. There's this Callum looking for a move, but Steve. Oh, that's a half spin from Levente. Well done, mate. The XG Callum, is he going to be looking for a move? No, he's not.
And at the time of speaking, there looks to be 3 different trains forming. The back train, which we already mentioned, and then the train between 12th and 17th, with Bourbon Boy at the back of the second train.
Yeah, losing the slipstream effect. With dirty air being non-existent pretty much in this game, it is super easy to follow, but once you lose that ability to follow, it just unravels your race so fast. You just start to fade so quickly. But Jay is looking for a move on 60T. 60T goes deep himself. That just goes to switchback. Doesn't work for Jay. And now side by side onto the main straight. Fastest lap by pretty much everyone. Into turn number 1 then. BRTJ and takes the lead, but Ken Dog is there to take up the pieces, pick up the pieces from 60T. But it's 60T can have a move into. Oh,
I have some interesting information that we could have used. It looks like Mr. J. Reynaldo has been using more of his tires compared to his rival Latifi.
Potentially pushing more to stay there, but 60T coming back at him and taking back the lead of the race.
And all drivers seem to be burning very much ERS as they're able to get everything back during the second sector.
Ooh. AMS Einser having another discovery of fighting, and Jay Snowy onto the gravel, onto that death curb that you just what's the word? Just slide on too much and just whatever. Right, moving on. BRTJ is, I mean, he's just a massive train at the front.
Well, indeed.
I mean,
but could it be that Mr. J has a lower downforce setup due to him sliding so much all over the second sector?
Don't forget, we could see some dry setups here if it's going to dry up until at the end of a race.
Indeed it will, indeed
Whoa,
it will.
Not that guy though. Ken Dog has just had an exploration of the gravel. And here comes Bushy Pancakes, he's just lost 2 positions.
I know it's Belgium, but it's
Ooh.
not a sunny Belgium day, so why would you be going into the sand to enjoy the sun?
I mean, potentially tasting the gravel would be nice. But, I mean, there's just moves everywhere though. Look at this.
It's just pure
AEC.
chaos. It's pure chaos.
And there's Bushy Pancakes into turn number 1. Is he gonna get a better exit? No, but there's all sorts of fighting behind as well. Oh, that's a lot of sliding from Jay. And then pretty much everyone else behind. Well, that's a good exit from Lupin. Let's get back past Bushy Pancakes down the outside. He's gonna, nah. He's just gonna sit like a good boy behind.
Oh, Adric is starting to lose out very much by being already 11 seconds behind the leader, which means when they eventually will start to pit, it looks like he won't be able to overtake anyone.
Gonna have to hope for a safety car clearly here. As BRTJ, he looks like I have a confidence ahead of 6 Tifa. He's just gone for it. Like, he is starting to make, well, certainly much bigger gaps than we had before. Brushy Pancakes with the 3 second for track limits by lap 6. Come on, Brushy Pancakes. Not on. But, well, we've already got 4 people on track limit penalties, in fact. So,
indeed,
this way, everyone's going to get a track limit penalty.
By the looks of
the lap
things,
times are ramping up.
XPG will fall very far down in the standings compared to their 2 championship rivals, BRT and AMS. And if things are looking like they're doing right now, I think EVR might overtake XPG to get 3rd, or at least close the gap very much.
Yeah, this is not ideal stuff for XPG. But now, yeah, fastest lap by 1.6 seconds, you know. It's really ramping up, and maybe there's just less rain, but that's some interesting moves. At number 1, we got Jay Snowy, and I can't say that name.
Indeed, but Jay Snowy seems to be making back all the positions he's lost, even though he's still 2 positions off where he started. But everything starts to look like it's going a bit better than before. Mashallah.
Wow, he's just lost in the position as you speak. Potentially a lot higher downforce than that Alpine that we don't know the name of. But that Mercedes we were talking about before, losing the pack, he's now starting to make some positions. Isaac Adre, keep an eye on him. Don't keep an eye on Drake.
Indeed, Bourbon Boy seems to be losing even more positions now. Back down to 18th, only gaining 1 position in the race totally. Not looking good for Mr. XPG Flames, boys.
Ken Dog Kadarok with the 3 second. Everyone's now putting up 3 seconds. But look at Jay. And
Jay has already gapped.
Yeah, he's gapped. Like, look, he's so much more confident in his condition.
Mate,
the wet.
Is it just me, or does the track look like it's slowly drying up and becoming even less rain?
I mean, the lap time's definitely proving it, such as last lap, but I mean, the wet conditions, this is separating the men from the boys. You can clearly see that Jay is very well in these conditions, despite not even having any slipstream effect, while the other guys behind do. As Levente picks up a 3 second. There's a lot of fighting behind though, so could be just pushing off. Jay sets the fast lap again. Shock.
I mean, at this rate, we could start giving everyone penalties. The game just loves it.
Ooh. You're mentioning Jay Snowy.
Oh, it's not going ideally.
Positions. You've given them a curse, mate. Not
the commentators' curse, as they might say. But the Ferrari of the Weimar, fucking the Ferrari. He's gained 7 positions so far in the race, which
fair enough.
And that's the most out of anyone. Everyone else has gained either 1 or 2, and the biggest loser so far seems to be Mr. Jay Snowy, with losing 4 positions.
Yeah, not ideal at all, but weather update. It's not raining anymore. And the track looks a lot drier. It's still wet, obviously. It's still windy. But now it's no longer raining. The track's no longer getting wet. We will see DRS being activated in a few laps' time. And we will see people charging in the pits in a few laps' time. I don't expect anyone to be coming this lap.
But Neil,
the track is still wet, but
when do you think the first one is going to pit? Or do you think anyone might gamble it, especially at the back? Like drivers like A. Drake, Mr. Bourbon Boy, or Isaac Andre.
Nothing to lose at the end of the day, but are you going to be confident on the slick tyres at this point in time? I mean, the track's still a bit wet offline. Are they going to come in? Yeah, I mean, the front are not. They got... Never mind. Ken Dog takes that risk because he has to double stack with Senna if he's not careful. Einzer and Jay Snowy also come into the pit lane. I can see a few guys at the back also coming in.
But just to make it a bit interesting for the viewers, Mr. Latifi in second seems to be at a max 38% of tire wear, whereas Mr. J. Reynaldo seems to be on 45% rear tires, which is very interesting. And as it's drying up, the tire wears will start wearing faster. So Jay might need to have a look at pitting quite soon.
I've just seen Ken Dog go way over the white line. He almost put it in the wall on the pit exit. That just proved how soggy and green the track still is. We'll just see on board with him how treacherous it might be through Les Combes. It still looks a bit wet and still sliding around. Maybe the Inters are still faster at this point in time. Maybe it was too early to even come in. We'll keep an eye out on the gaps as well. Ken Dog going way off, and Einzer as well. There's just no grip on these tyres.
But by the looks of things, it's actually going to be a good question. Who's going to gamble it? Is Mr. J still going to stay out and hoping for the track to still be too damp for the drive, or will Senso and Latifi pit and try to overtake J?
By the way, Senna got past 6 TV in all this. I didn't notice that. Oh, we were focusing on the dry runners.
But Latifi seems to be losing very much.
Yeah. Jay's in. Senna stays out. 6 TV stays out.
The
Bush
question
Pancake stayed out.
is this going to be a bad gamble or a good gamble? Ascenso sits a fast lap still.
I think those who stayed out have well played it here. I mean, A, they're going to have less tyre wear, and B, it might
And
be
another penalty.
too slidey.
Now for Jay Snowy.
That's not straight, by the way. Yeah, the track is not ready, I don't think. Let's see, Jay's on the mediums. He could be firing.
What is that corner cut from Mr. J? Oh no!
The track is not ready at all for the medium tyres. Well, this slick, there's so many people
Latifi had
going
gotten a
off.
penalty. Fucking half the
Latifi.
grid has a penalty.
There's a car off at turn 1, I think, as well. Oh, into the... Oh, Isaac Andrew.
By the looks of things, Senso
track.
might be able to win this race.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a nightmare for those on the mediums or slicks. Completely. Let's see Jay. Whoa.
Is this a Bourbon Boy masterclass to get points for XPG by starting basically last with no valid laps in qualifying? And he's up to 7th and seems to be pulling away from Mr. J. Reynaldo.
I mean, if you're any Inters, what do you do? Do you stay out or do you pit now? But do you
I mean-
know that the others are struggling?
I mean, the track looks to be drying up, but it might be safer to still stay up one more lap.
I think so as well.
But you never know.
I mean, the medium's not gaining. But do they know
I
that?
mean, Jay is losing time.
Senna knows.
Latifi's in.
Steve doesn't know.
Senso is staying out. He's
Roche's in.
gambling
I think
it.
Senna's done. I mean, I'm just watching Jay's gap to leader. Senna himself is not gaining at all. 6 Tiffy in. Onto the
question
mediums.
Is anyone gonna get punctures on their Inters because it's a drying track? Or is anyone gonna overheat so much that they're sliding? Latifi has overcut Mr. J.
Oh, that's the guy who's been spinning everywhere and quality in the wall with that random username. Yeah, I mean, Senna's still gaining.
But
in all of
Neil,
this.
wouldn't you be surprised to hear that we haven't had safety car, even though there looks to be so much chaos going on the track?
Oh, the cold tyres. I mean, there's no tyre temperature when you come onto pits either. That doesn't help. I think Senna's played this perfectly, and Bourbon Boy 64 to potentially pick up a few points.
This is now looking to play into Jay's hands, as he seems to be gaining a lot and a lot. So it looks like Senso has misjudged the pitting window.
But the gap's still larger than it was last lap between Senna and JR. I mean, I'm just keeping an eye on leader gap. But when Senna comes out, he's going to have cold tyres. I think he should come in this lap though.
But there is only roughly a 18-second pit loss time, and if Jay gets into the DRS, he will most likely be in front of Senso. And with Jay having warmer tyres, Latifi
stays out.
Senso stay. What is
he must have seen that yellow flag. He must have seen that dodgy username guy spinning, and he's maybe thinking he can have another crash and call it safety car. But this is maybe a bit too long. Baldwin's in. Yeah, Jay's now catching. So as Seno kept it too long, that same guy still going off the track. Senna is probably praying he's going to put it in the wall.
But the good question is also, how is Senso's tire life going to be compared to Jay's once he comes out on fresh mediums? And Jay has already been 2 laps on the tires.
Well, that's another one going off the track. There's a lot of
Mate, how would not
stewards
have a
are
safety
fun
car?
judging. Yeah, I mean, the stewards are going to have loads of fun judging the pit exits here.
Mate, Baldwin was up to 11th.
Absolute masterclass here, and on the freshest tyres. Drake and
without penalties. If there is a late safety car to come, he might be in the peak position.
Yeah, I mean everyone's getting track limit penalties. There's only like a few. It's 5 people without a penalty, in fact.
Jay, what is Jay doing? He is sliding and driving everywhere.
Yeah, I mean this is just not ideal stuff at all. But Seno, what'd you do? Did you come in? Did you
I'd pit this lap. It's definitely drying up. As Jay has gained over a second this lap on him. And with a purple second sector from Jay. Even though the sector splits might be a bit sketchy because this game is not ideal.
Truly McQueen also coming in the pits. Let's see then on board with Seno.
But Neil, remember this, Senso is gonna have an 8% tire wear advantage on Mr. J.
Yeah, that is truly massive stuff. J sets the fastest lap, 1:51.9 times, still well off the average race pace laps. But Seno, keeps it. I don't know if he kept it there, but J is behind him, and Seno has successfully overcut. Wrong tyre warming. This is going to be crucial stuff.
Oh no!
And picks up a 3-second penalty. And Jay, with the way warmer tyres, flies past him on the straight. Notice that DRS isn't activated yet. I mean, that's just a lot, to be fair. But
the DRS was activated a few laps ago.
I didn't see it. I thought Jay would have had it, but I didn't see if Jay...
Maybe he...
Whoa! Pas grave.
Maybe he just forgot? No clue.
Is there not something on Resurrect maybe that says DRS enabled? I don't know. I wouldn't think so, but... We can check next lap. But Seno's in a good position now, because he's warming up his tyres, got way less worn mediums that Mr. J has.
Yeah.
It's not ideal he has a 3 second, but like, you know.
And he has the battery advantage also, which could be quite interesting.
Indeed. Truly McQueen's another one in a good position.
Now that you say, he might be able to win the race if Jay and Senso start battling too much. There's yellow in the second.
HRT in the barrier. That's I'm Kuno has crashed. That's a virtual safety car. And imagine if Seno stayed out on track for another lap. He would have been in the pits right now. And this would have been way different outcome. But
no, but remember that even though the virtual safety car came and he would have been able to pit during the virtual, he would not have been. He could have been behind Jay by a lot due to the track drying up very much.
Yeah, as well that, but I mean, yeah, we'll have to see. But now, with the road safety car, everyone can take their time
But the
to
question,
recharge their batteries.
the good question is Jay's leading position gonna fade away? Was Brushy
Yeah.
Pancakes overtakes Latifi on the virtual safety car
He gets us to
exit?
6. He gets a 6-second Mr. 60 feet. But yeah, that's good stuff from Brushy Pancakes there. But DRS is enabled. I did see it now this time.
What?
So
But Neil, are we sure that AMS Latifi and EVE Latifi aren't related, as they're both Latifis?
Well, I mean, I don't know. We'll see about that. But lap 14 of 22. Still a long way to go. Anything can still happen in this race.
And this has been an interesting race.
Indeed, it has.
A lot of chaos, penalty galore, and half the drivers can't seem to take the pit exit properly.
Yeah, I don't remember there being that many penalties, especially in Tier S. So,
I think there was less.
oh. Well,
I think there was the same amount
of.
of drivers that doesn't have a penalty had penalties in TRS.
Yeah. I mean, that just proves why you should be watching Tier S a lot more than Tier 1 as well. I mean, you watch both, but Tier S with that professional racing, 151.6, that is still well off the good lap times, I believe. So
Indeed they are, indeed they are.
yeah,
They're still
good
going very
5, 6,
slowly.
yeah.
So is the track still not up to speed?
Senoven going for that's a much better lap time there, 49.2. But Seno takes the lead away from JR, but they will be just trading. I think a 60 feet drops down to 5th position.
And
Interesting stuff.
fucking McQueen seems to be gaining, but gaining a lot of time on the leaders.
Indeed he is. I mean, this could be McQueen's day if he's smart enough with DRS and ERS utilization.
Is it just me that thinks it's his debut race for whatever the Williams TTRE something?
This is good stuff, to be fair. Let's see. These sector splits. Yeah, I mean the track's getting dry every lap, but it's still suboptimal. I mean, I think the drivers were expecting a much grippier surface, especially when it came out on the slick tyres for the first time. But this game does truly bring some interesting stuff.
Do you mean truly like in P4?
Yes. Right, let's see this time around what the lap time's going to be. 148.3. That's
still a solid 3 seconds off the pace.
I think we're seeing 43s at this moment in time in Tier S. So
no, it was closer to 44s, so. but with the rainbow snakes, you never know. You never know. But also, speaking of the rainbow snakes, the amount of penalties we see doesn't really seem to be ideal, and all of them with a treaty snake for some reason.
Well, Trilly McQueen's lost that P4 privilege he had. Well, I've just displayed now on your screen the penalties for each driver as Seno goes and takes a wide line. Okay, but 3 seconds for our top 3, 6 seconds for 6 Atifi. No seconds for Truly. 3 seconds from P6 to P9. No seconds for Bourbon Boys, making his way back up the field, by the way. XPG Callum doesn't have penalty. HRT driver does. AB Callum does not, and everyone else. Wow,
Bourbon Boy has gone all the way up to P10 now. What is this?
Solid stuff from him. I mean, he's a good
10 positions higher since the start.
Yeah. I mean, he's a good 8 seconds behind Einzel and P8, so he's not going to be gaining much more than this. But anything can still happen. We can still see.
But remember, he's also on the fresher mediums, Neil, and they're on older hards.
Yeah. I mean, measurement and time, I mean, they're probably about equal, the tyres, you'd think. Almost equal, maybe.
But you want to know something interesting, Neil? Mr. J's tires seem to be above 20% in tire wear already, whilst Senno is only at 12. How do you think that could impact the race?
That's given Senna a great big advantage, especially when Jay's tyres go above that magic 25%. It could get very interesting for Jay, let's say the least. But I mean, 6 Tiffy, he's going at it with everyone. He's seeing today Lupin trying to get past and failing to do so. Truly McQueen has actually lost a bit of time between all of that. But
yeah, but the question is, now that he's finally been able to gap Mr. Latifi, will he be able to close in the gap to the leaders to be able to fight for a potential win? That would be truly amazing, wouldn't it, Neil?
Yes, indeed. But I think Truly might just be aiming now for a P3 ahead of Brushy Pancakes. Still see Jay sliding, and we see Ollie Hornby reincarnation somewhere with a yellow flag. I think it could have been Isaac Andre. But Senno is gapping almost. Well, not almost, but Jay. I mean, it was 8 tenths ahead of him, just out of that last corner of the middle sector. So he's getting a lot through these twisty corners, which might benefit in some way. Okay, now the lap times are getting a bit more normal, but it could benefit Jay in a sense that he's not getting close enough to actually pass Senno, and when it comes to the right time on the last lap, he could pass Senno, but it's going to get a bit tricky now, I think. These two just been on their own, isolated. I mean, 6 Atifi, he is Isaac Andre. Okay, hang on. Hang on. Listen. Something has happened to our co-commentator. I don't know what. Do not appear to be able to communicate with him anymore. It's a bit interesting. That's why you had a bit of silence. Senna just continues to make these gaps. Alright, as long as stream's okay, Oscar, I think we'll just leave it. Send me another party in tonight if you can. We'll see, but anyway, back to the action. Lap 19 of 22. 4 laps to go. 3 after this one. There's still a long way to go on this one. Just started it. But, there we go. Let's see if that works. I won't check if that works. But Jay, yeah, he is gaining back on the straights. But if Senna's able to do the gaps he's making every single lap, he could be on for even the win here without even, being, I don't know, just on the track, like, without using DRS. Yeah, Oscar, I'm pressing party. I'm trying to join back, mate. Try to leave this then. That's a lot of sliding from Jay, to be fair. Fastest lap, by the way, by Seno on his 7 lap tyres. He's gapped Jay. Gap is superior than 1 second. Jay does not have DRS. And he's going to be falling back, and Seno can see the victory in his sights. Still 3 laps to go though, but it's looking very clear now. I think in my eyes who's going to win the race. 60 feet, flies past that guy. Lupin, Einzer gets passed by Kendog as they continue to scrap away. That's a car off at turn 1. Moranvi is not having a great time. Steve retires from a race so close to the end. I don't know why he'd do that. Fastest lap by Gamerman Steph, 144.9 on the soft, going fastest lap point for the Red Bulls. Look, just Seno, he's just driven away. And now it's on track Brushy Pancake, and Chopin's flame is begging. Don't beg it. Anyway. Look at this. We got Trina McQueen versus Brushy Pancake, 93. 93 versus 95 here. As look, Seno's just gapped. He is off with his much better tyres. Lap 21 of 22. So we'll see the first set of overtake now, with Trina McQueen passing Brushy Pancakes easily, Lupin passing, and then let's see Designs a pass. He's a bit far, Chief. You might as well just recharge. But yeah, now it's battle for the on-track. That's 6 Tiffy with 9 seconds of penalties, but now on-track P3, which will be P3 for Trina McQueen if he just keeps it on the road, pretty much. But Truly McQueen just appears to have largely superior pace. Just a bit like Seno we had just earlier. The final lap commences then. Seno, who's stayed out longer than everyone else on the inters when the track started drying. The track stopped raining, everyone piled into pits one by one for the dry tyres, and it just wasn't dry enough yet for the dry tyres to be effective, and they all started sliding and lost too much time, while those who just stayed out on the inters had their moment. Brush Pancakes re-overtakes Truly McQueen for P3. Truly will claim P3 if he just stays on the track, really. But yeah, I mean, Truly, if he pushes a bit, he can still get P2 actually off J. We'll have to keep an eye on the gaps, but it's been, yeah, staying on the inters was definitely the play here. I'm not sure anyone has expected the track to not dry that slowly. I'm sure they were more anticipating the track to dry a lot faster than it did, which it normally does, but this time it didn't because I don't know why. But Seno managed this beautifully. He's going for one last push now on the last lap to burn all of his ERS. He heads down now onto this long back straight. No, there's no north. Into the bus stop chicane for the last time. Uses all the curb, but we'll see the camera now showing him out in the final corner. Yves Arsenault, masterclass, wins the Belgian Grand Prix in Tier 1 with the fastest lap on the last lap. Truly McQueen takes P3, not P2, just missed out on P2. That's a lot of sliding in the background with Ken Dog and Einzer, who take P6 and P7 at 6 Tiffy with with more than 6 seconds of penalties, dropping to P8. Jay Snowy will finish P10 as Bourbon Boy inherits P9. Wait now for Callum and ABE Callum to cross the line. Let's see which one comes out in first. Oh, XPG Callum with his penalty despite. As we'll see, Moranvi, I don't know to be honest. Out the final corner. Cross the line in P13. Last points positions with Gamer in P14. And that is the race, ladies and gentlemen. That was a thriller from wet to dry. And Bourbon Boy deservingly takes the fastest lap of the race, making his way up through the order for XPG. But there we see our race results. Yves Arsenault wins the Belgium Grand Prix ahead of BRTJ. Truly McQueen 95 in P3 ahead of Brushy Pancake 93. C10 Lupin in P5, be on the grid. Ken Dog, I'm sure, will be disappointed with that in P6. And so P7, 6 Tiffy will be super disappointed with that result, I'm sure, from P2 on the grid all the way down to P8. Bourbon from 19th to 9th. Jason Noe drops to 10th, unlucky. P11 and P12 are belonging to both Callums. P13 for Moranvi, 14th for Gamer, and 15th for Levente. DNFs Steve, Isaac, Kune, Random Gamer Tag Guy, and a Drake. And that is the race done and complete. And we'll see you next time. Bye bye.